So where are you going?
So we're at Wimbledon and we're going to the number one court. This is the second court
largest
here.
court. Okay, so I'm following you. Wow, look at that.
Oh my gosh.
So if you want to all come in, there's plenty of room.
Okay. Look at the beautiful grass.
Yes.
Why are the chairs covered in
So the chairs are covered. So I'll explain that in a second. So can everybody hear me behind the fan? And I'll speak a little bit about the fan in a minute. So this is number one court. It's our second largest court here at Wimbledon. Can anybody guess how many seats there are here?
I don't know.
Go on, have a guess. 5,000, a bit more than that.
500.
A bit fewer than that. Any more? 5,500. Any more guesses?
10,000.
Ah, you're getting closer. 10,000.
15,000. Well,
Bit in between the two. 12,000. You're very close. So I'm going to tell you a number now that you'll always remember. The number of seats on number one court is 12,345. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Please tell me that was intentional.
Well, I think somebody did think about it.
1, 2, 3, 4,
So
5.
you'll always remember that, won't you? So 12,345 seats. So this is our second largest court. Number one would be a bit larger. And we play the games here during the championship. So first of all, nobody will play on this court other than the 2 weeks of the championship. So for 50 weeks of the year, we have groundsmen who look after the grass here. And you can see it's in pretty good condition already. And then for
Amazing.
2 weeks of the year, they play on the grass. So, do you see? There are no lines. You can't play tennis on this yet. So and no nets. No umpire's chair, nothing at all. So all of that. Oh, here's Louise. I'll just wait for 2 minutes. Hi, everybody. Come in. So the lines will only be drawn. So the championship. Does anybody remember when Wimbledon gets played? Yes, that's right. So it's only in June of next year will they draw the lines for the court.
So for most of the year, it just remains like an empty waste.
So for most of the year, it's nicely tended grass. And can anybody guess how many seeds of grass, how many grass plants there are on this court? Go on then.
30,500.
No. A few more.
124,000.
A lot more than that. Yeah, you're getting close. You're getting a few more millions.
15,123,456. Million. Close. Funny. 5.
They're around. It's a roundabout, just give or take around about 50 million.
Wow.
And do you know? Do you know how I know that?
You've counted all of them.
I haven't, but it's somebody's job to count the plant seeds on that court. Now they don't count every one, but they will draw a grid on the court, and they will count in 1 square meter, and then they'll multiply it by the number of square meters. But the reason is, as Louise was saying, the bounce is very important on grass. So it's a lower bounce, it's a more variable bounce. So they want to get the court. They want to get the distribution of grass as best they can to make sure that it's as consistent a bounce as possible. So that's why it's somebody's job. And every morning of the championship, they will be firing tennis balls down on this court before play starts to make sure that the bounce is around about 80% of the height of a hard court. And so if it's not, there'll be watering, or there'll be various things they'll try and do. Obviously they can't reseed during the championship, but does anybody watch soccer here? Anybody watch soccer on TV?
Yeah.
So they say that your typical the court here at number one or on centre court, they take as much wear and tear in the 2 weeks of the championship here at Wimbledon as a Premier League ground will take in a whole season.
Wow.
because there's no time for the grass to recover. Because we're playing here in those 2 weeks, they play all day, every day. Whereas Premier League, they're usually playing maybe every other week, or there's certainly a gap where they have a chance to reseed, or there's no chance to really to do much to the grass, certainly not to reseed.
Yeah, because of the only real time you have is late on the day and the night.
That's right, and early morning.
The centre court. This is so cool. And look, it actually has both. So it has Carlos Alcaraz. Alcaraz. And on the other side there is another Kyrgyzstan.
in the centre, and actually when you look at our ground now, an aerial view, it is in the centre.
tried at least.
Here in
Yeah, it
1922.
did.
It was not in the centre because we didn't have all of that land that we bought from the New Zealand Rugby Club yet.
Look at that.
But it's kept its name, it's pretty iconic, and the structure pretty much remains unchanged since 1922. It's still the same stadium. Obviously we've added a roof,
Yeah.
which works in the same way as the one on number one. I know Owen was telling you about how it closed and everything. This one was added earlier though, this one was in 2009. Oh, crane! Oh yeah, got a crane. That one, I think, is actually doing some construction on the player facilities.
Oh, wow.
Have on site.
It's
On the
crazy.
Millennium Building, so that's happening
Yeah.
over that side.
Bye.